They say the scariest things don't go bump in the night. They whisper. They pretend. And sometimes they sound just like you. This story is real. And it happened to a girl named Lena, 17 years old. Quiet, smart. Not the type to imagine things. Not the type to chase attention. Just a regular teenager in a regular house. Until something irregular started living there too. It started on a Friday. Her parents had gone out of town for the weekend. Nothing unusual. Lena was thrilled. No curfew. No questions. She ordered pizza, watched horror movies, and promised to lock every door before bed. What she didn't know was that something was already inside. That first night around 2:30 a.m., she heard it. A voice. Software faint, but chillingly familiar. Lena. She froze. It was her mom's voice. Except her mom was in Arizona, not in their living room. She thought maybe it was the TV, but her TV was off. Phone too. Then again, the voice, closer now, dot. Lena, come downstairs. It wasn't pleading. It wasn't warm. It was commanding. She did what any sane person would, locked her bedroom door. Told herself she was tired. Maybe a dream. She buried herself under the blankets, but she didn't sleep. Because the footsteps started. Slow. Deliberate. Not pacing. Not shuffling. Walking. And when they stopped right outside her door, she held her breath for 2 whole minutes. Until finally they walked away. The next morning, nothing made sense. All the doors were still locked. Nothing was broken. She felt crazy. She called her parents. They brushed it off as stress. Maybe you left the TV on. You scare yourself with those movies. But that day, Lena noticed something else. When she walked past the hallway mirror, her reflection didn't move in sync. Just a split second off. Then it blinked when she didn't. She tried to convince herself it was just sleep deprivation. But her phone kept glitching. Apps opening on their own. Her screen brightness lowering. And once, when she opened the voice recorder app, there was already a recording saved. It was just breathing. And her voice whispering, dot. You're not alone in your skin. That night, it escalated. She set up her phone to record herself while she slept. She wanted proof, either for herself or for someone who could help. The next morning, she reviewed the footage. For hours, nothing. Until 3:17 a.m. The screen glitched. Then static. And then, her face. Up close. Too close. Staring into the lens. Mouth moving. But the sound was off. Muffled. Reversed. She enhanced the audio and reversed it using an app. This is what it said, period. I was here first. She doesn't remember. But I do. Lena panicked. She called her best friend, Liv, shaking. Liv came over within the hour. They stayed up together that night. Just in case. They talked, watched YouTube, drank energy drinks. Around 3:10 a.m., they heard something upstairs. A knock. They stared at each other, paralyzed. Then a voice. Liv, can you come up here? I need help. It was Lena's voice. Coming from Lena's room. But Lena was right there. Sitting beside her. Liv turned white. Who the hell is that? They didn't go upstairs. They left the house and sat in Liv's car until sunrise. Lena's parents came home early. Her dad checked the whole house. No signs of forced entry. No damage. But Lena was shaking. Her mom thought maybe she had a breakdown. Suggested therapy. But Lena knew what she saw. and what she heard. She asked about the house, its history. Her mom dismissed it, but her dad looked unsure. That's when Lena learned the truth. Their house was a remodel. The original structure had burned in the 90s. And in that house, a girl named Elena had died. Alone. Elena. Almost the same name. Same age. Same bedroom. She dug deeper. Found a newspaper clipping. Elena's parents had left her alone for a weekend. She was found in the hallway. Mirror shattered beside her. They never released cause of death. No sign of a break-in. No trauma. Just gone. And on the wall, scribbled in what they thought was blood. She kept waking up in my body. That night, Lena didn't sleep. She stared into the mirror, clutching a flashlight. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the mirror fogged. No steam. Just fogged. And written in the condensation, as if from the inside. Period. You're wasting her. Her reflection blinked. Smiled. Then didn't. Lena stepped back. Then it stepped forward. Her parents didn't believe her. Until they saw the mirror fog the next night. Until the security cam showed Lena asleep in bed, while another version of her stood outside her parents' room, whispering, "Let me in. You forgot me." They brought in a priest. He didn't perform a blessing. He didn't offer prayers. He looked around the house and said, "This place doesn't want her gone. It wants her rewritten." The next day, Lena started forgetting things. Simple things at first. How to unlock her phone. How to spell her own name. Her friends' birthdays. Then, her face. She looked in the mirror and didn't recognize herself. She covered every reflective surface. But the whispers returned. From drawers. From vents. From behind walls. They all said the same thing. Period. Thank you for your body. They moved out. Left the state. But the house wasn't done. The next tenants left within a month. And they told police the same thing. Voices in the walls. A girl calling from the hallway. Mirrors that fogged without steam. And in one final text, Lena sent to Liv before she deleted all her social accounts. I don't know which me I am anymore, but she remembers more than I do. Maybe she deserves it. So if you ever hear your name called from somewhere you shouldn't, check the mirrors. Check your reflection. And whatever you do, don't answer. Because what's calling you might just want to wear your skin next. Story 2. You don't notice your neighbors until they disappear. And even then, you tell yourself it's just life. People move, people leave. Or maybe they're taken. This story comes from a woman named Jenna, a nurse living alone in a quiet apartment building in Illinois. And if she tells you her story, she doesn't start with what she saw. She starts with what she heard. Because sometimes the worst kind of haunting doesn't scream. It whispers. Jenna moved into apartment 314, directly across from a unit that had been vacant for over a year, apartment 313. Her landlord said the previous tenant just left in a hurry and broke the lease. Didn't leave a forwarding address. Didn't even take all his stuff. Weird, but not unheard of. The building was old, creaky floors, thin walls, flickering lights. You live in a place like that long enough, you get used to its noises. But some noises don't make sense. And some feel personal. It started with scratching. Not from mice. Not from a pet. From the walls. Inside them. It would begin around 2:30 every night. just as Jenna was drifting to sleep. Soft, rhythmic, like someone tracing lines with their nails. She called maintenance. They checked for pests. Nothing. That same night, she heard something different. A knock. 3 short taps. Coming from the other side of her bedroom wall, the one that faced apartment 313. She got up, half asleep, and opened her front door. Nothing. The hallway was empty. She laughed at herself. Stress. Night shift burnout. It had to be. But the knocks came again the next night. And the night after that. Same time, same pattern. She started recording the audio on her phone. The sound was there. And beneath it, barely audible, a voice. A whisper. "I'm still here." The next day, she went downstairs and asked the building manager directly, "What's going on in 313? The manager looked uncomfortable. "It's vacant." "Then who's knocking on my wall at 2:30 in the morning?" He paused, then reluctantly. "There was a man. Lived there alone. Quiet. Always paid on time, but he kept complaining about a woman in his walls." "A woman?" "He said she spoke to him at night, said her name was Mara, said she didn't want him to leave." Jenna blinked. "Then what happened to him?" The manager shrugged. "He moved out, left in the middle of the night, didn't even clean out the fridge." That night, Jenna didn't sleep. At 2:30, the scratching came, followed by the knock. Then the voice again. Clearer this time. "I remember you." She froze. Her heart was racing. She wasn't crazy. Something was on the other side of that wall. She pressed her hand against it, trembling. The wall felt warm. Not surface warm. Radiating. She knocked once. Silence. Then, finally. Jenna bolted out of bed, grabbed her keys, and went straight to 313. The door was locked. She shouldn't have had a key, but somehow her apartment key worked. Inside, the air was thick, heavy, still. The place looked abandoned. Rotting food in the fridge, a mattress on the floor, scratches all over the walls. But in the bedroom, carved deep into the paint, was a single word. Period. Mara. And beneath it, "She needs a body." Jenna ran. She reported everything to the building manager, who said he'd get someone to seal the unit. He changed her locks, put tape over 313's door. That night, it got worse. Not scratching, not knocking, laughing. From inside her closet. She didn't open it. She moved out the next day. But Mara followed her. At the new apartment, the knocks returned. Then the whispers. Then the dreams. Mara's voice in her head. Telling her things. About her co-workers, her past. Private things. Secret things. She stopped sleeping. Started losing time. Woke up in different rooms. Clothes changed. Items moved. One day, she found the name Mara etched into her own bathroom mirror. She lived alone. She went to therapy. Tried sleep studies. Everything came back normal. No sign of psychosis, no signs of sleepwalking. But she knew the truth. Mara wasn't gone. She had found a way in. Not through doors. Not through walls. Through her. Jenna's last journal entry, written weeks after her breakdown, reads, "She doesn't scratch anymore. She doesn't knock. She doesn't whisper. Because now she uses my voice. And sometimes I hear her speaking before I realize my mouth is moving." Jenna disappeared in 2022. Her apartment was left unlocked. Lights off. Candles melted down to nothing. And on the inside of her bedroom closet, etched into the wood, were the words, "Thank you for letting me out." So if you ever hear knocking from the apartment next door, when no one lives there, don't knock back. Don't respond. And whatever you do, don't listen to the voice, because it remembers you, even if you've forgotten her.